live for you.
Hi, I'm Austin Eartham.
And I'm Taylor Patton, and welcome to the Kitchen Table Podcast.
We're here to motivate, educate, and relate to you guys, sharing our stories, helping you get 1% better in all areas of your life. Today, we're just going to be talking about it's kind of a season recap. Around Christmas time, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Whatever you celebrate, thanks for tuning in to us. Hope you guys have a great time the next couple of weeks with friends and family, and hopefully get some time off and enjoy the finer things in life, you know. We're not going to have the week. We're not going to have definition. We're just going to kind of recap where we were in June till December. So 6 months.
Is that when we started?
Yeah, June 14th.
It feels like yesterday.
June 14th. We came a long way.
It feels like yesterday.
Let's go to no news to share. We are going to take next week off for New Year's, and then we'll jump into season 2 after that.
My vacation goes through January.
Through January.
I'm just kidding.
And meaning January 1st.
I'm going to Aruba.
He's not. He wishes. We both wish.
I'm there.
So last week's challenge was to think before you act.
Yep.
You passed, or how'd you do it? You think about it at all or not?
I don't really think about it because it's very much just like, I feel like it's just a state. I feel like I just sit in that. Like, I don't really do too much like, what do they call that? Just kind of like on the whim. Like living.
Going out on the limb?
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm a very like risky person.
Going by the seat of your pants?
Yeah.
Flying by the seat of your pants?
Yeah. Like, I'm a very like risky person, and I put a lot on risk and all that stuff. But as in like not thinking through like what I'm risking and all that stuff, there isn't too much. So I would say like I wouldn't think through before just doing.
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't actually think about the challenge. I kind of forgot about it. But looking back now, reflecting on it, I think I did pretty well about it. Just making sure my fiance felt at home. Going to my family's house for a quick Christmas and my brother's birthday. Shout out to Ryan.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
1 day late, 2 days late actually, with the podcast coming out. About what I'm going to say to kids to motivate them the last Christmas break. Anyways, YouTube malfunctioning, Taylor.
Oh,
It said it's reconnecting. I don't know if it's going. Also, I used to have a sticker on my computer. Those of you listening on Spotify, Apple Music, jeepers, Taylor. Show some hygiene. We have a conversation about hygiene.
Woke up, went to work, slept over there, drove.
I'm a night
Drove
shopper.
all today. Got home at 6 o'clock, 6:15.
5 times.
Yeah, that's about it.
Anyway.
So I would definitely shower if I go to bed because I feel disgusting.
Yeah, I'm always a night shower. I don't get.
I have an appointment and all that stuff, and it got canceled.
Never again.
Connection's unstable. I don't know what to do with that.
I know. I'm mentally
Just live with it. But yeah, we drove all the way up. Let's just drive back. In like at Woodward, like we don't wear hats, we don't wear hoods inside the building.
Yeah.
And my hair was so gross. I was like, I'm just gonna sit in the car all day, and then I'm gonna sit in a waiting room, and then I'm gonna drive back. That's gonna be my entire shift. And then they come find out that I was back at like 11. So I have like half my shift to go. Plus of other issues that we had today, I was there till 5:30. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyways,
that was beautiful.
Everybody needs to have good hygiene. Let's talk about the podcast where we started in June. Since our first episode, where we didn't have good audio, we have came along to get a YouTube account. We got some guests on. We've expanded the podcast. Shout out to the Colts Kickers in the newsletter. Listening still. We've got a list of a bajillion episodes. It's really coming together. Right on track where we want it to be. Listeners have been increasing steadily for average viewership throughout the year, I would say, or the 6 months.
We have 1K viewers, downloads.
Yeah, we hit it. We hit 1,000 downloads. What was that? Thanksgiving, right? Week
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So that was good. So it took us 4.5 months, 5 months basically, to get
From
published our first episode. We had 26 listeners the next day, and then it jumped to like 45 because everybody wants a new podcast. They want to listen, you know.
I love because our first pod
It was awful.
was absolutely detrimental.
Yeah, it was hard. It was bad. And then we didn't. Now we don't edit because we're leaving it live unless we have something totally bad, then we cut it out. Into that first episode, like new listeners. That's like what our third highest played episode right now.
Second thing, but
Yeah, so that's a really high episode, which is unfortunate because it has like 180 views or 200 views or something now. It's got like 1/8 of our views, which is a great episode in terms of content. It's just we can't hear you because we didn't know. Then we had to go get our microphone because we got a new microphone too, and we got the webcam. We're up and rolling.
Yeah.
We got the paparazzi. We got 4 cameras on us basically.
Right.
We need a cameraman. Then we had Bo. Bo did our artwork and stuff for us. That's another reason why you guys need to go check out the YouTube. You guys probably can't see it too far away, but we got a new logo, everything. Coming out with merch soon. Our friend Ryan, who's on the podcast, check out him. His podcast is just starting merch. We're going to be doing that soon, hopefully. But that's a big episode, the greatness one. And then the other high episodes, I believe, are the one with Captain Hager. That's a big one, military ownership. And then the 1440 with the highest, I believe, is with Ryan, the decathlete. That has a lot of views. And then we had something in the summer. I can't look it up because I'm recording right now, but I believe it was. Yeah, we're both recording. So we should have looked. I should wrote this out before because I have the other ones memorized. There was one in the summer. Oh, I can. I can't. Look it up.
It's the first time I posted to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And we joined.
That's one of them. It might be character.
Yeah.
I think it's character.
It popped.
Just like what character is, and we had a good conversation that night too, and it just went crazy. I remember you come home and you're like, "Look at this," and I was like, "Whoa!" And that's still one of the highest episodes.
Yeah.
That we've gotten. And
I was like, yeah.
The lowest one is, I want to say, being a playmaker, or just reality. I think reality is really low.
Probably. I really didn't look at the lows. Not gonna lie.
That's good. We need that positivity. You know what I'm surprised about though?
What?
Ownership, or not ownership, sorry, that's above this one. Organization was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
not surprised.
And it was interesting to see, like, around holidays, people listen less.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Hindsight.
Yeah. So we learned from that to maybe not have so much episodes with content during holidays. Yeah. And I think more people travel in the summer, so maybe it's easier to listen then as well. A lot of people, we sit at home and listen to podcasts, but a lot of people don't.
I feel like I listen to like 2 hours of podcasts.
Dude, I literally
insane.
Tonight I added 3 different podcasts to my list. Tonight. Crazy.
I'm insane on a podcast I like to listen to or want to listen to.
Yeah, mine's like whatever mood I'm in. I'll just Google, like, if I'm looking for a person, I'll just Google their name and just find a podcast from 2018. I don't care. I just listen to it. It's interesting. Right. But anyways, I do want to talk about a couple of things with our episodes. Like, we talk about organization and reflection a lot, I think, and just what success is and being positive. But I want to talk about last week's episode because it makes me angry. I was passionate.
Yeah,
Emotional.
I was aggressive at me.
It wasn't at you. You're just the person I'm talking to. So I don't think the world does a very good job of having emotional intelligence. We live in fear. We talked about this earlier, and you said basically they feed off their emotion, right? Which is what we don't want.
Yeah.
You don't want to feed. Sometimes it's good, but not all the time.
Well, yeah. What I was saying is, like, what you intake is what your output. What you intake is your output.
Yes.
Is what you're gonna output. If you're gonna consume negativity, you're most likely gonna put out negativity.
And I'm saying that the world is awful at negativity because here's why we live in fear. Okay. There's 10 of these. Number one.
Wait, we live in fear because people will consume a lot of fear.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I just want to state that for the podcast.
Yes, they live in fear because that's what they let their brain associate with.
Right.
It's not that it's actually negative. They see it as negative, right?
Yeah.
The stock market, a great example is the stock market. New variant hits, stocks go down, right? Crypto especially crashes. I'm like, crap, this is bad. And you're like, I want it to go down 20% more, right? Because I want to put more in. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to just have it go high so I can take mine out. Right. Some of that's the positions we are, but everybody lives in fear. It drops 10, 20% a day just because fear. Same thing with the normal stock market. It just drops because people are scared about their money, right? Or another example, last Friday was National Shoot Up a School Day for TikTok.
Which is wild to believe that people are okay with allowing that to be a trend.
That's what I'm saying. That's another reason I told you, listen to the podcast with Joe Rogan and Jocko, was it Willink? Is that how you say it?
Jocko Willink.
Yeah, Willink. So Navy SEAL, and they talk about this basically the state of America. It's crazy. But like, who would make a trend or follow that trend? And TikTok even said they couldn't find anything associated with it. I was like, Google the hashtag. You have so many posts about it. Otherwise, how does the whole United States know about it?
I didn't even know about Nokia, and I'm on TikTok a decent amount.
Yeah, but your feed might not be associated with that.
Exactly. My feed 100%.
We'll kind of get to.
I'm on there to be happy. I'm not on there to like.
Yeah. So like literally half the school on Friday's not there.
Which makes sense.
Not joking. Half the school. Again, I get their safety, right? But
yeah,
they're not going to school because they're fearful. Why aren't they fearful today?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But all days, like it's more of a possibility people are gonna actually do it. Then it's a trend. It's like a facade of people.
Yeah, but the craziest thing is kids, like, there was no school shootings, but like kids bring a firework to school. Like, why would you do that on that day? You know what I'm saying? You bring you're not supposed to bring pocket knives to school. A kid brings a pocket knife that day. Why would you do that? Like, you're just setting yourself up to get in trouble.
100%.
Which is another topic. So that's just stupidity. But another way we live in fear.
I mean, then you never, like, some people could have done it just because their home situation's bad and they're looking for an easy out.
You mean with bringing stuff to school?
Yeah, I'm just seeing like different perspectives of maybe why people would do it.
It's like they want to go to jail.
Yeah. I would say that's probably not the brightest idea because you can get charged with some heavy things doing that dumb stuff. But on like the student parent side, like, yeah, I probably want to send my kid to school either. Like, we're gonna go like take a field trip somewhere else. Yeah. That's not the school.
It's just crazy though how much fear it brought, and it wasn't a confirmed source.
For sure.
And that's again social media, which we'll get to more. Another reason we live in fear is people don't quit their jobs because they're afraid of what might happen, right? I got to put food. I don't want to quit this job because I might not get the job. Because I think I need to work this one instead to make sure I can make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that just goes back to risk. People don't want to risk that. Like, people don't like, if people are like not happy with their job, but people are afraid to take that next step.
Yeah, because if it doesn't go right, then they don't have any job. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm saying we need to stop. Again, in the kicking world, there's a difference between kicking to make it and kicking to not miss, right? So, for instance, we watched the Raiders and the Browns, right? Daniel Carson hits a 48-yard field goal to end the game and win it. Literally puts them in playoff position, and the Browns out of playoff contention. Right? So it's a huge kick. The wind's blowing. It's 48 yards. So it's not a gimme. And he goes out there, and he's got to fire it through there, right? That's a tough kick to make. So if he's thinking at all, okay, I got to make this, or I can't miss it, you're going to not be having the confidence to let your body flow and kick it how you're supposed to, just smash it through the uprights, right? So there's a difference of feeling like it's going to be okay versus thinking, oh no, what happens if I don't make it? So if it affects again, athletes have this all the time, whereas you're doing worse because you're nervous. Like Matt Fraser talks about all the time, fearful that somebody would be better than him, so he worked extra hard. So there's a healthy amount of fear you can have in your life, but if it's so fearful that you're scared to take the next step or you don't have that confidence, then you're just living in that emotion of fear and you can't get anything done. If all you live in is, you look at your stocks all day long because you're scared about it and then you just keep pumping money or take it out and panic sell, that is not helping you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You never go outside.
Yeah.
You're never going to feel the sunshine.
Exactly. And I read a thing about that this weekend. So it was on Twitter, which is tech media. There's some positive things.
Well, again, with social media, it's just what you consume. It's just a platform. So it's like what people put out is who they are.
Yeah, and my
It
argument
just exposes who people are. Like if 95% of social media is negative, it's because 95%
yeah, and
negative, which it's just a platform that exposes.
Which is another problem, is why is you're supposed to have 8 positive comments to 1 negative, and the whole world is 95% negative. We can't read the whole thing to it, right? Political parties hate each other. I mean, we're talking about it. But they're stuck in their own way that they can't.
Yeah, like that. To me, like I said, like that's just a personal mindset. You can until you are able to step out of that mindset and look and say like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. This is how I've seen the world. This is how I see the world. This is how other people see the world. This is how I want to see the world.
No, they don't go through those steps. They just think this is how I see the world.
And people don't know how to do that.
Exactly. And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We're trying to promote that, to see the world how others see it. Because my point of view with the media is, I told you the best thing to do is just stay off media and stay in your own lane. Talk to your friends, do what you got to do. Because 95% of America is negative, in the world really. 95% of the world looks at media and has clickbait, has negativity, right? There's a few good stories on there, but mostly negative. Yeah, you can follow motivational this, motivational that, good that, good that. But in the end, there's going to be so much negativity. So for 95% of the population, it's easier just to stay off of it. That's a good starting point, in my opinion. But for people like us, where we try to see the outside world, we see the negativity. Oh, F you, move on. You know what I mean? Like, that's not us. But you're a product of who you watch, who you become, who you hang out with, what you do. So I'm saying it's easier just to not associate yourself with it. That's why I was saying TikTok should just not be a thing. As should Twitter, as should Facebook. Because it could have happened on Facebook with the school thing.
But see, that's where I would disagree. Again, it's just a platform. It exposes who we are.
So but 95% of people let it affect them.
No, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, it's just a platform. So that's I'm gonna say, because that's a them problem, because that's what they want to receive. If they don't receive it, they don't need to receive it. Like if you are receiving hate comments or like people talking trash on your name,
it's harder to do when you're
or like online bullying and then that. Like, it is your perception to receive it how you want.
Well, people get mad on Call of Duty when they get on the end game and people are cussing at them and stuff, and it lets people affect them, right?
Yeah. Because again,
but you shouldn't. You're never gonna meet them. Like, first of all, you shouldn't be saying that.
It just exposes who you are as a person.
It does. You're right, and that's why the character episode is so good.
And why social media is 90%, 95% negative.
They don't make themselves feel better about themselves usually.
Right. And also, I would also add
clickbait.
But then I would also add on top of that is you can be anyone you want.
On media, you can.
Yeah. So if if you want to drive a certain persona against someone, you can become anyone in the world that you want to be on social media, because you're just a keyboard warrior.
Oh, 100%. It's easy to do it behind the screen.
Yeah, so again,
it's easy to talk the talk. Can you actually walk the walk? Like, I always talk about be confident, be this, but can you do it in real life when it's hard?
Right. Like
workout gets tired. Can you keep going?
To me, I love the Facebook because I have Democratic friends and I have Republican friends, and both of them stay in their lane. They're gonna retweet
everything. It's so obvious.
Reshare,
repost,
repost their Republican or Democratic sayings or whatever agenda they want to perceive upon the world.
Honestly, my Facebook's like all soccer mom type posts, I feel like. That's really what it is.
Mm.
But what I want to say about social media and with this in the past is, one, people don't think before they act. Post something, right? So you got to think, like, that's why people get caught up. Oh, in 2012, this person said this, and then they get fired for it, which is, one, unbelievable because it's 10 years ago.
Right.
You don't think people change in 10 years? And two, it's just out there. Anything you put on your, what is it? Not carbon footprint, but media footprint, or what's the name I'm thinking of? But anyways, it's always there. You're not getting it away.
Right.
Snapchat knows every Snapchat you've ever sent.
Which is crazy. I like the cancel culture.
Crazy.
Yeah. Is what it's like. I don't understand the point of that. Like,
No, it's just what it is. That's what the media is becoming. And I'm saying,
it's crazy too.
And think about how many people have bought into it.
Yeah.
And that's my point with media, just to stay off it, because my 5 minutes is, I'm not mad for 5 minutes.
I'm gonna follow it.
That's what
Why
I'm
would I
saying.
follow it?
That's what I'm saying. But I also like it because I want to know, but because it gives me fuel.
So it's what you perceive it.
Exactly.
How you perceive it.
It's a choice.
So I mean, social media doesn't exist. Use it however you want. It's how you perceive it.
I know, but I'm saying,
You have to have the growth and the mental mentality to take it how you want. Again, like that. I mean, we can talk up and down a wall about how social media should exist or not, but it's going to be a thing. It's going.
no, it's not going away. You're right. I'm
So,
just
like,
trying to help. I'm just trying to help people maybe see you. It's very hard to take emotion out of it.
I'll add this. If you are the person to receive it in a negative way, taking it personal, any type of that, understand that, be self-aware upon that, and
Which we talked
then
about.
limit yourself to how long or what you receive.
And I'm
Honor
saying,
yourself.
and
100%. That's
my
all you
point
do.
is, just 95% of the world, that's very hard to be self-aware
Yeah.
and to understand that, or to have high character, or think about it, or in Daniel Carlson's case, be a playmaker, like we talked about that, or have a certain mindset, and then reflect on how you can communicate better, how you can do it better. Why is your communication bad, either through media or not through media? Either way. Like, really, social media can be related to all of our topics.
Right.
Success, failure. We think of success and failure based on what we see in media.
I guess.
And you can edit any video, right? I mean, you don't even know if it's true or fake,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Bear in mind, this kid. So at Woodward, there's this kid who cheaped his med. I don't think he did it on purpose, but anyway, like I think he got stuck at the bottom of the cup, so it just looked like he cheaped it.
Yeah.
And he kept it, set it on the desk, walked away. And so we were confronting him about it.
It was
And we-
cheating.
Yeah, like acting like you're like taking it, but really you don't.
Not doing it. I got you.
You can like save it. You
Yeah.
can get it crushed up, take it later.
Yeah.
Take it with a higher dose or whatever.
Yeah.
Sell it, give it away, anything. But yeah, so and he's this he's a kid that you wouldn't think would do it. So anyway, we showed him the camera footage, and he legit was absolutely 100 convinced that we faked the footage.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy to see what people believe, right?
He is like, nope, that's not me. That's fake. He's like, I didn't do it. That's fake.
Yeah, see,
100
it literally changes. Like,
It's
we gotta have an episode about how hard it is to change somebody's mind. Like, he's convinced. There's conviction. There's belief right there.
And like, it's literally like so I just thought it's just a funny comment.
Well, I had that same thing happen to me this week, actually, because, you know, Destroying or whatever, the YouTuber, does like Destroying is his name. His name's Daniel or something,
Cool.
De La Haye.
What's he do?
YouTube videos. He has like 5 million subscribers. Nice. He does that kicking camp. So I went to a camp and he was there, right? We competed in. He just put a video up of him hitting the Jumbotron at AT&T Stadium, the Cowboy Stadium. And he hits it with a punt. He's not even a punter, right? He's a kicker.
He was the black guy.
Yeah.
He does like all types of football.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
He's like a low key
He's
insane athlete.
he's not a bad athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Kicking, very inconsistent. But anyways, these kids are like, the kids are like, you want to be like Destroying? I was like, no. They were like, why not? I was like, because I'm better than him. And then they're like talking about how he hit the Jumbotron. I was like, NFL punters in games don't hit the Jumbotron. Why would the NFL put a Jumbotron low enough to hit it? I was like, you really think that video is not edited? They so believe that he hit it. The only way that it would be true is if they lowered it for a concert or something. And I find that hard to believe with the turf down and game ready to play. So it was just like they were so convinced that he hit it. And I was like, no way he hit that. You know how high you'd have to hit that sucker?
Hey, maybe it's possible.
No.
I'm not.
You'd have to nuke that thing.
Yeah,
That's like the highest punt ever recorded is a 6-0 hang time. You would need higher than 6-0 to hit that. If you know anything about punting, there is no way you'd hit that.
But how many people actually trying to jump from?
Oh, I'm sure punters try to do it all the time.
You think so?
No, yeah, it's fun. We did it, you and I. We tried to do it. They like lower it sometimes, so we tried to hit it. We never got to it.
I guess I don't care for that idea.
It was just wild to me about how much they believe stuff.
Right.
But anyways, it is what it is. Let's get a quick ad here. You know what? My recovery with Whoop last week was awesome because I guess on a notification because I took my Vitargo. Have you tried it? Did you try it this weekend?
Debatable, yeah. Okay.
So it'll help your recovery. I was in the green for 9 straight days. Any hard workout, I took it. Afterwards, like as a recovery to get your carbs back and get repleted, you know. Wow. I'll put the link down for Vitargo link down there. And thanks to all our sponsors as well. And we'll make you have dollar bills quick. Ready? You got more?
Yeah, I was kind of looking for change topics.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. Are we going?
Yeah, we're going, man. We're live. You said you got something to talk about.
You switched the screen so fast. I thought you stopped it.
No, we live, bro.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I kind of just want to switch topics because the thing, I mean, we can talk up and down the wall.
Okay, you got a certain topic about it? You got a certain
topic? I was
topic?
going to ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm ready. I was going to ask you a question.
What was your favorite
episode?
Don't try and finish my sandwiches, please.
I like sandwiches.
What was your favorite memory or moment of the year?
Of the year?
Yeah.
The whole year?
Yeah.
A specific one. Whew. I can tell you a bad moment of the year is when I shanked my kickoffs at one of my kicking combines. That was depressing.
That's crazy that I asked you what your favorite moment and your first reaction was what's the negative one.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the reason I'm not in the NFL. But then but I think of that and I think the next camp I went to, I absolutely balled out.
I mean, you can think that's the reason, but I'm sure there's 100 million other
reasons.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, see, again, the mind, you react negatively, but you think about it and you respond positively. Right. That's something we talk about a lot. And then I have eyes forward or whatever.
Right. But I just thought that was like a...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Little feedback.
It's a human thing. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't feel guilty about it.
Right.
And I need to keep working on being more positive. I'm genuinely a pretty positive person. Used to not be. But then that makes me want to be better too. That's what drives me, type of deal. Moment of the year. Again, I don't think my engagement was it was obviously a life-changing moment. I don't think it was a big moment as I thought it was going to be. After that, though, has been a bunch of big moments. Like the growth that I've seen in our relationship has been a big point of my year. I think I just learned a ton this year, a ton. Learned about stocks, learned about crypto, learned about myself, learned about others, learned how to communicate. I think this is one of the biggest years of growth in my life. Also took a lot of different trips, like mini ones. Went to California, obviously went to California for kicking, went to Phoenix for kicking, went to Boston, went to Key West.
Went to the tip of Minnesota.
And no, this is what I learned this year. This is the number one thing. Because I hate going back to places, right? I hate it. Because I got so many places I want to go. I want to hit everything you want so I don't have to come back. I didn't get to go to half the stuff in Key West, didn't get anything done in Minnesota, have to go back to Boston because there's more stuff to do. California, there's always something to do. I just got to go everywhere again. I went everywhere and I got to go back. It's unbelievable. Trying to go skiing here, trying to go skiing there.
You hit pretty much everything in
Myrtle Beach. We hit everything.
I was about
we did hit everything in Myrtle Beach. We just argued over ice cream. That might have been the worst moment on our podcast.
No, that's the most educational of people.
I don't know about that. Yeah, if you guys want to see a nice little fight.
It wasn't a fight.
It was a fight.
No, it was just a good disagreement argument, and then just to come full circle for you to agree with me.
No, it's not how it was.
That's exactly how it
It was
happened.
not how it was.
Replay it.
What episode was that
I
here?
don't know.
Focus, detail, change, adaptability. That might have been it. Oh, 7. Reflection, self-understanding, and it
Yep.
turned into communications. What is it?
That was it.
That was
the
it.
Full circle where you came to agree with me, 100%.
I did not.
It's replayed.
So I don't know if I have a. There's always at the end of the year you think of 3 things that happened in your life that year.
Yeah.
Number 1 is I learned a lot about stuff. I just put stuff because, like, again, CrossFit, I'll put that on there. Working out my body, Whoop.
Right,
I learned so
right.
much stuff about all that. Like Whoop, I listened to the podcast today about Whoop. They have certain data they can give, right?
Yeah.
I don't really have certain data. I'd have to look back in my journals and
Right.
look at it more. But off the top of my head, I know that I learned a ton of different stuff in different categories.
Number 2.
Number 2 is anytime you get engaged, that's a pretty big deal. That's life-changing, right? Because things are going to change.
For sure.
Just like graduating college. You put that on the list.
Honestly, I do it every year.
You graduating college, you put it up there. Number 3, I wrote this down. Now I don't remember it all of a sudden.
Crazy. Right there. Yeah. It's in your journal.
It's in my journal. I wrote it probably a month ago, 2 months ago, thinking about it. It might just be like learning. I mean, starting the podcast is honestly pretty cool. Like, that's a big change. Like we're committed to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a big one.
There's so many people that talk about it but aren't about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, again, live in fear. What if we suck? What if it fails? Define failure.
At least we tried.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep going. We haven't failed for sure. We're gonna keep going. You guys are stuck with us next year, baby. I'd say those are 3 big points. Podcast getting started, learned a ton. Like I kind of know. Looking forward to the next part of my life. Also learned a lot about faith this year.
Okay. Yeah, now let me ask you this: what was the most growth you came into? Like, what was like on all the 1% you gained this year? What was the category that you achieved the most in?
Can learning be a category?
You felt like your most
Can
growth
learning
in?
just be a category?
Well, yeah, sure. Education. That'd be what mine.
I would say, yeah, just
history,
education in general. Like I said, I've learned so much about stocks. I learned about communicating. Honestly, I learned what love is. Like, that is so complicated. If you really break down what love is, so hard. And we'll get to that some season. I don't know when. Learned about, like, loving the little things even more. Heck, I learned about the weather. We had derecho again. Unbelievable.
I'd say yes. Oh, what you learned today is tomorrow's wisdom.
Yeah, it's a great quote. I have that actually in my quote book. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I just made it up.
No, I want to say Aristotle or somebody
Right.
came up with, like, some it's old
Is it?
philosopher came up with
I
it.
haven't seen yet.
Albert Einstein, maybe. I don't know. Somebody like that.
I'll take it. I'm as smart as them. I haven't seen that quote, so I'll take it.
But I think wisdom is super important. I really do.
Yeah.
Because it not only helps you, but it helps the next generation as well.
Right.
Learned a lot about politics, which I don't even like, but it helps you understand. One of my goals in life is to understand how the world goes around. And I feel like I got really
The sun.
not literally, just like what makes the world go, you know. But
yeah. Okay. On top of that, why? You know how crazy it is that
I'm gonna do answer these questions.
Yeah, I know. Why? You know how crazy it is that people think that we should agree on everything as an American country.
Yeah, people still think the Earth's flat too.
It is.
Shut up. It's not.
But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that we come from such a diverse background, from every little inch of the world possible.
Yeah, because we want other people to convert to us. We think we're the best. That's some of the problem.
No, what I'm saying is that people as a culture, we all want the same thing, is to believe the same American.
Yeah, the American dream. Yeah, the white picket fence,
Right.
house, have a dog,
I think-
family.
I would say it's evolved as times changed. Of
Yeah,
course,
that's not the same American dream.
Yeah, which is the same. I mean, what people want is still that same freedom, but more of
But not putting the work.
quality freedom.
Yeah, but not
Like
put
this.
the work in to do it a lot of the times.
Yeah, and so But it makes sense that we don't agree on anything because we literally come from every single inch of the world, just a huge melting pot.
Yeah, yeah.
And then to say that we agree on everything every
Not
certain
gonna
way is never gonna happen.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a purpose. It's just
Yeah.
the problem is we don't go towards that purpose.
Yeah.
We choose
So
something else.
and it's just crazy that like people don't identify in that, so they're so stuck in like how they think people should think.
Yeah. And then because they think that like I think I'm the best, you think you're the best, so we want to convert people to be that. That's the same problem with religion. That's why religion's dumb. Faith is what should matter.
Right.
Like in my opinion, again, this is my opinion. That's why I said that. I think everybody's trying to get to the same place, heaven or whatever. You call it God. You call it whatever the what's the Buddhist thing that's I'm blanking right now. You get
I know who you're talking about. I'm
Dalai Lama. Or if it's the Yahweh, so would you say it? Sorry if any. I found out you're not supposed to say Yahweh to a Jew.
Okay.
Fun fact for you. They think it's so sacred that they don't say the name.
That's cool.
So that's why I said sorry if there's any people who are Jewish who are listening. Anyways, I all think that we're all trying to get to the same place. We just culturally go about it different ways.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Which is like crazy.
But we want to convert people. You gotta believe this, right? You gotta do it. Otherwise, you're wrong.
Maybe it's just me, but I was like, to me, it's just be respectful, go by your way, treat each other through.
Yeah, but again, the world's not thinking that though.
I know, but
and also,
wish upon.
I mean, think about how bad the world is still like in medieval times. I was listening to podcasts with Dubai. You can't get on the internet in Dubai. Like the government watch. You have to get a secret VPN without the government knowing, so your internet doesn't break up.
Which is wild.
And like China, I mean, think about the tennis player. They're basically like telling her what to say, and I don't know if she's like kidnapped or not.
Right.
I don't know enough about it.
But they're such a place where they don't care about like the individualism. They just want the country.
Yeah.
They want it as like a whole like.
That's the problem though. Everybody's individial.
Yeah.
They need to be.
No. Here we're individual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they need to be able to express their individuality. Is what I'm saying.
Right. But
I mean, that's the difference between democracy and dictatorship, basically.
Yeah.
But then again, do we really have democracy? Sometimes is a question to ask. We're basically.
I'm just a republic.
We're basically forced to get the vaccine.
No, it's just mandatory.
Yeah, it's forced. That's mandatory. It's like an involuntary workout that if you're not there, you get in trouble, right? So it's basically mandatory. But also,
it is what it is.
I want to go back to the tweet I heard about the sun. Since we were talking about the Earth being flat, way at the start, I talked about tweets I heard with the sun. You can't get the same. You wake up and you feel better in the summer because the sun's up more. Whoop shows that people are more active in the summer, more sex, less sleep because you're up more, right? More fun, more traveling. Gas is higher in the summer too. All that plays a role, right? So did you know that if you wake up, there's 4 things that you should do every day to live longer and happier?
Yeah.
There's like this big research study, and there's like workout, do cardiovascular stuff, fast 8 to 12 hours a day.
Listen to the 1% podcast.
Listen to the 1% podcast is number 3, and then number 4.
I'll get into that. It's the kitchen table. I just want to see what you say.
Yeah, kitchen table podcast. 1% is good. We changed our name too. But anyways, you still got to tell me how you got 1% better this year. But if you look at the sun, you can't look through the window. You got to go outside. So if it's a sunny day, you have to be outside for 10 minutes, and it'll help your mood. That's why people wake up to like a little fake sun thing. Yeah. If it's partly sunny, you have to go out for 20 minutes, and if it's cloudy, you have to go out for 30 minutes. And it has the same effect. It's wild.
You're getting sunburned if you're out that long.
In the summer I am. I know. I gotta wear parka and
same kind of umbrella.
Yeah, I can't get sunburned. But anyways, I was just gonna say that. Tell me your 1% from the year, biggest thing.
To ask you these questions, I didn't even think about it because I just.
Yeah, they're tough questions on the spot, man. 365 days.
I think my 1% is just in risk.
Yeah, I can see
I think I really this year pushed my life to like more of like a risky state, not to like a make it or break it, but just like I really elevated my risk.
It's good.
And like what my risk tolerance level went really like skyrocketed. I'd say.
Hopefully it pays dividends sometime.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like I was thinking about this today, hopefully those dividends that we want don't happen at 70, like when the life's like 2/3 over. Like hopefully it happens sooner rather than later.
What do you mean?
Like stocks. Like why have a ton of money when we're 70?
Because life's just getting started.
No.
You kidding me? I'm living the 140. I got it.
I just hope I can walk when I'm 70. But anyways, and I'm gonna live longer because I'm gonna do it because I had my Vitargo.
Cross off your list.
Yeah, I gotta cross things off my list. Good bucket list. I'm getting better at not doing that. But
Also,
go ahead. I got a good point too. I think though. I got some value to bring to the audience.
Let me hear it, then I'll.
Okay, so I think a big thing with the whole year, right? 365 days. You wake up on New Year's and you're like, I'm gonna do this for every day, right? I'm gonna do 10 push-ups every day. Whatever your New Year's resolution is. In January, it's like full send, right?
For 3 days.
Yeah. Well, some people it's 3 days. I'm probably at least a month. But it's like when you, there's like a big like faith example. Like when you look at God, God's all good. Like your life's great. You know what I mean? Like it's just a process. Enjoy the process. So, like, yeah, I can do that. Like every day seems fine. Like I can get up and do that tomorrow. And you get in a grind and it sucks. You know what I mean? Same thing with New Year's. That we're all gun ho about talking about it. And then we actually have to do it, and it sucks. I really feel like this in my own life. So it's like every day, like my goal every year is just to get 1% better, in all honesty. Not just because that's like the podcast, but literally that's it. It's really hard to see those. That's why I couldn't come up with a day thing that impacted my life. I want that one thing that it's like, wow, this changed my life. But it's just a bunch of little things that changes. So like I grew at this point, I grew at this point, I grew at this point, I went back at this point, I went forward at this point. So over the course of 365 days, it's really easy to see, hey, I got better or worse in the end. But in the process of it, it's hard to know if you're doing the right thing sometimes. Because a lot of big decisions are not hard. This is a misconception. Big decisions are not hard. I heard this in a podcast. It's the day-to-day. The little decisions are what make that big decision obvious. Do you ever know if you're making the right decision? Maybe not. But those little decisions you make on a day-to-day basis make you choose whatever decision it is. Right? If you go to work every day and you hate it, your big decision, yeah, do I quit my job? That's tough. I don't know what's coming next. Well, if it's that important to you, when anything gets bad, you'll do something about it, right? Your leg hurts bad enough, eventually you'll go to the doctor. So those little decisions are what makes it happen. So I just think that's important to look about since we're talking about 1% better for the whole year. A New Year's resolution is so hard to do day to day, but if you have a general pattern or plan, one that takes a little effort off your plate, so you don't have to think about it all the time. And two, it just makes a little more clarity. Am I headed in the right direction or am I not? And eventually, instead of getting 1%, we'd like to grow a little more than that. You know what I mean? So that's just something I think of in terms of value. And New Year's resolution just pisses me off. Because people don't, motivation runs out.
Yeah.
So how can we turn it into something a little more
there has to be
reasonable?
Because you just have to have an emotional connection or emotional bind behind it. Having a New Year's resolution is just a motivational factor.
Yes.
You have to tie it to something emotional.
And you want
otherwise it's not.
It has to be a change that you're striving to make.
Like today, like I got home mad because it didn't work out.
Yeah. Happens.
Yeah. And then I spent 15 minutes talking about crypto, and now we're here.
Bingo. Crypto. Okay, you go ahead.
I was gonna say my downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
favorite, right? My favorite moment of the year. Yeah. And then I'll do a top three since you did top three. I got the equal around here.
Go for it.
First one I think is my.
You know, these are hard to figure out. You know why? Because the year's so long. You know what my aunt does? She takes a video for 1 second every day, and then at the end of the month, she makes a video of it, and then she has it all at the end of the year. So cool. Yeah. 1 second of every day. Hopefully it's like what you like look forward to that day or whatever. Mm-hmm. Which I think is still important to look forward to 3 things every day and then say what you're thankful for at the end of the day. Anyways, carry on. I just thought that was another good point of value.
Yeah, I want to say, probably my first thing I think of would be, first our trip to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
fun.
that was like us flying together and all that, like for the first time. Like we did take road trips. That's like every year.
Well, we had to during COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and but I mean, even before that, like the 3-4 years before that, like we'd
Yeah.
always road trip somewhere. But that was like
Yeah.
the first time we flew somewhere. And then also the trip to Minnesota. I thought that was just a unique one.
Well, traveling's always good and it's easy to remember because it's out of the ordinary. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like it's
yeah,
good to get away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Makes it fun. We had 3 coffees that day, stayed up for 48 hours straight, and also here's a thing to think about because I want to do that 12 miles in 12 hours, on New Year's. Do you think I think of Dance Marathon? It would be hard just to stand for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Not sit.
Yeah. I have a hard time standing for like an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like
I'm trying to do this endurance challenge. It's really not even a hard challenge.
What's crazy though is I can probably move around. I can easily move around for an hour. But if you ask me just to stand,
no, I can't do it. Way too hard, right?
Right, especially in like one spot.
And
or like a very small area.
Time takes forever.
Right.
And then you get sore, and you're like, I just want to sit down. It's literally all mental, literally.
Yeah, got it.
Mentality's got to change. Look at that episode. Mentality's got to be better.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
Second was probably starting this podcast. I'm going to agree with you. I think, just taking this leap and moving forward.
You're good.
And starting up streaming, I'll also cue that with streaming too. Like going back into streaming. It's brought a lot of fun and joy. Just a good outlet to have. And then third, I would not put this in my favorite moments, but I think it's like we talked about emotional intelligence, and then I kind of really deep dove into myself, is how unemotionally attached I am to everything.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know.
Well,
I really don't know.
I think you need to be emotionally attached to some things because
Right.
you got to care about something. You got to have some sort of passion or something you like to look forward to. But
Which I would say like the podcast, streaming. I look forward to both those things.
which is fine, yeah.
But as in like people, insane. I mean, okay.
You need relationships and stuff, obviously.
I'll say so. Like, what was it? A month ago when I was like, I reached out to 5 people.
Yeah,
and like no one reached
you're like,
back.
I'm done.
And I was like, I'm done. I'm done reaching out to people.
Yeah.
I haven't reached out to really any single person.
Yeah. See, I'm on the opposite. I'm gonna start reaching out to more people.
See, yeah, like to me, I just thought, I was like, if people are not pouring people like value back into me that I would pour out to them, then they don't. Then I'm not gonna like. I was just like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I really learned this year
use
that
my intentional energy for them.
Yeah, I learned this year that we got a lot of good people around us, though.
Yeah. So then, on top of that, so again, like I am so unemotionally invested in everything, and that like, so last week, Monday night, my sister texted me that like my dad was admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
For COVID and pneumonia.
Yeah.
Tuesday, first time I got to talk to him, and like he was crying because he really thought he wasn't gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like doctors saying like he had very little chance.
Yeah.
Also. Didn't think twice.
You didn't think twice?
Didn't think twice about it. I was like, I talked to God. I prayed. I was like, God, watch over him. I know you got him. I was like, I'm okay with him going either way. And me saying this, like, I don't think on my dad's perspective, I don't think I understand like that he was very, very close to that.
Yeah, which I think, like me, I'm really good at funerals. Really good at funerals. You won't catch me crying at a lot of funerals. I might feel it inside. And I'm a very sensitive and I would say emotional person. But for some reason, like leadership, I feel like it's a leadership skill to not be emotionally attached when most people are, because you got to be there for people, right? You got to be the one holding it together when other people aren't.
Yeah, and like, yeah, so like, and then, unless I told you, you wouldn't have known. Like,
yeah, I heard you talking to them that one day, but I had so much crap to do.
And like, no one worries, like, besides you and now the podcast and my family.
So our 1,800,000 vehicles, 1,800,000 people are going to hear this now.
Yeah. Now on the backside of it, but like in the moment, I was just like so unemotionally attached to like that moment.
Oh, so 1,800,000 is not a number.
I was going with it, but I just like yeah.
1,800.
After that episode, and then Tuesday happened. I was like, wow, I'm low key emotionally like effed up
I don't know.
because I was like, again, like
maybe it's an area of growth. Maybe it's an area that is good.
Yeah,
again,
like I don't know, but nothing really could get me emotionally stirred right now, and it low key pisses me off that like I'm actually that emotionally uninvested in anything.
Oh, try to find a new hobby or something. Use our advice we give everybody.
Yeah, because again, like that's what I am. I'm upset for 5 minutes about not lifting.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy lifting.
Yeah.
But again, like if I miss it for a day, I'm not.
But go back and look at episode number 3, passion, purpose, and peace.
Exactly. I think that's why I am so peaceful at everything right now in my life.
That's good. That's not a bad thing. Having peace is awesome. But you should not be mad about having peace. I wish I had I've gained peace throughout the years, but oh my goodness, that's my goal in life.
And then it's like funny, like you come home like, I lost money in crypto, even though you didn't lose money.
I didn't lose money. It just went down. I'm better. I feel better about that now.
Another day in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang out with Mr. Rogers. Call him up. We'll have him as a guest. We got a lot of good guests lined up for 2022, by the way.
So
Gary Vaynerchuk's coming in after I play for the Jets.
He'd hop on real fast. But yeah, so I'm getting like, that's it. Like that's a good thing to understand that. But
yeah, it's good self-awareness.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just in a very iffy spot with it.
Yeah. Going off that. Was Emotional Intelligence your favorite episode of the podcast, or what was your favorite episode? While you're thinking, mine was definitely organization because I love it. I love organization. I also liked how we talked about the difference between execution and jeepers, and like getting her done. I think those are two things that are, and also the start was awesome. Greatness, failure, purpose, strengths and weaknesses. I feel like you really like strengths and weaknesses. That was a good one.
I don't know enough about
my favorite one.
Yeah, they're all good. I really like our guest ones.
Yeah, 1440. Taylor came up with the 1440. Everybody, it was a terrific idea.
I really like
1% of your day.
I really like those.
I think this has been a great. Episode 1 to episode now 27.
Yeah.
27 straight weeks of. I think we took Labor Day off, so 28 weeks, half a year, literally half a year.
I got my third that I was gonna say.
Yeah, go for it.
That when I
got 2 minutes.
Okay, when I got NFTs, and then 4 days later I flipped NFT and made $800 in 24 hours. I was absolutely top tier moment. Yeah,
another thing for me, I guess, is working for Cole's Caking. That really brought some more income in too, and a lot more connections.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It's been a good year.
Yeah.
Good, really good back half of the year. My back half of the year was way better than the front half of the year.
I'm excited for Christmas, starting the new year.
Yep. 2022 is going to be everybody says it's going to be our year. It's going to be, baby.
Everyone's been saying that
for every year, literally.
Especially in the last 2 years.
Yeah, because COVID. World gets crazier, we get better, baby. Right. We're going to hop into it. We're going to jump head first. Boom! You guys are going to learn Kitchen Table Podcast, #1 podcast. We appreciate all you guys who are #1 on our Spotify, all that stuff for your year in review. Buy a Whoop. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll put all the links in. Get your Vitargo. Get jeepers. Get your sleep. Don't swallow your spit in the wrong side of your tubes.
Don't die on me now.
Have a great holiday. Spend time with loved ones, with friends.
Yes. Cherish those moments. And
make memories. Boom. You know what? The last thing I'll say here, we don't give advice. We give our experiences as our advice.
Yeah.
So, memories, that's why we talked about our year in review here and wanted to reflect where we're at, because it really brings things like to the forefront of how much better, and everybody can leave in a happy mood. So have a great day.
Can we do one last thing?
Yes, one more thing. We got 5 more last things. We literally got a minute.
Okay. What would be one piece of advice going into 2022?
That I would give people?
Yeah.
Based on my previous experience and what I just said. One advice moving forward is I truly think you need to write down goals and you need to try to accomplish just those. Don't focus on 15 things. Write down 5 to 7 in whatever categories you want. Really focus on those. Put your effort into them. Celebrate the good times. Don't get too down in the bad times. And keep working to better yourself. That's literally the reason I want to do this podcast. The reason you want to do this podcast. We got to keep going on. What would you say?
Don't get complacent.
Same thing, basically.
Yeah. But don't get complacent. Take a risk every day.
And enjoy the heck out of this life we live because we only get one of them. We'll catch y'all in 2022. Have a great new year. We'll see you guys later.
Happy holidays. Love you. Bye.
Oh, my man.
Tell them, Austin.
Oh, my man.